Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, April 17, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Brooklyn Nets vs Philadelphia 76ers. Mikal Bridges was the lone offensive bright spot in an otherwise tough game, as the Nets fell 121-101 in Game 1 Saturday. Bridges scored 30 points and helped the Nets at least hang around in the first half, keeping the deficit within striking distance. He made 10 of 16 shots for 23 points in the first half and kept the Nets, who opened the season with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and championship hopes, within 9 at halftime. Cameron Johnson finished with 18, and Spencer Dinwiddie was the only other player in double figures, finishing with 14. The 76ers had a sellout crowd of 20,913 in a frenzy from the opening tip, then blew the game open in the fourth. It did not look like Brooklyn would be able to hang around with the likes of Embiid and Harden, but they put the game in some type of doubt for 3 quarters. They have lost 5 straight to Philly, and although Embiid did not burn them last game, they have had a difficult time stopping him all season. James Harden hit 7 3-pointers and had 23 points and 13 assists as the 76ers pulled away from the pesky Brooklyn Nets to take Game 1 at home. Joel Embiid scored 26 points, only making 7 shots, but set the tone late with key buckets as the Nets got the easy win. Tobias Harris added 21 points, and the 76ers hit a postseason team record 21 triples in the opener. The 76ers are trying to win their first NBA championship since 1983 and advance past the second round for the first time since 2001. Unlike the regular season, when the 76ers were hampered by the non-Embiid minutes, the reserves came through in the first game of the playoffs. DeAnthony Melton, Jalen McDaniels, and Georges Niang all hit triples. The 76ers made 13 of 21 in the half to keep them in control. Harden struggled to score near the rim, but got his threes to fall and looked good in the process. The Brooklyn Nets came into this season with championship aspirations, having Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They had a good season, but both stars bolted ship, and the Nets are left with a crew of above-average role players trying to find a groove. They are clearly outmatched against the star-driven 76ers with Harden and Embiid, but they found a way to keep the game close last time out. The game still ended in a 20-point gap, and although I anticipate the Nets playing hard and keeping it close early, this will be another blowout dominated by Embiid this time. He struggled with Brooklyn's physicality last game, but he will be able to impose his will early and often in Game 2. They come in as a 10-point favorite, but trust them to cover the spread and blow out the Nets again. Take Philly minus 10 points. Just like the regular season, the 76ers were able to control the tempo and dominate the Brooklyn Nets in the opening game of this best-of-7 series. They finished 27th in the regular season with respect to the pace of play, and Harden and Embiid will once again dictate the pace for Game 2. The first game went over, but that had a lot to do with Philadelphia hitting a postseason team record 21 3-pointers. They will not be as efficient from deep in this game, instead opting for a more Embiid-centric approach with throws into the paint. They have owned the Nets lately, and they will come out with a more physical game here. Take the under with confidence as the 76ers put a stranglehold on the series. Golden State Warriors vs Sacramento Kings. In what was a back-and-forth, hard-fought Game 1, the Warriors were unable to close out with a series lead. Despite having the experience and the pedigree, the Warriors were unable to hang on late as the Kings were able to find ways to score. Stephen Curry ended with 30 points and Klay Thompson added 21. Together they connected on just 11 of 28 3-pointers. The Warriors were unable to get the stops in the paint they needed, and their regular season rebounding troubles came back to bite them here. The reigning champs were punched in the mouth to start their 2023 playoff exhibition, and they look to bounce back with some vigor for Game 2. The 4-time champion Warriors have surprisingly lost only 4 Game 1 contests. They've been able to bounce back, most notably when they trailed in the finals to the Boston Celtics. As will be of surprise no one, the Warriors generally go as far as their long ball takes them. In Game 1 those outside shots were not connecting at a regular rate as the Warriors connected on just 32% of their three-pointers compared to a 38.4% throughout the season. Golden State shouldn't put too much stock into the outside shooting woes, rather they should focus their energy on their inside scoring disparity, something that cost them in Game 1 as the Warriors were both outscored in the key and came up short on the rebounding battle. Along with the inside focus, the Warriors will need to take better care of their ball than their league worst turner rating if they want to carry deep into the playoffs. After playing 6 seasons before making his playoff debut, Fox tied the league record for points in a first playoff game with 38. Malik Monk added to the firepower with 32 points off the bench. The Kings were able to outlast the Warriors in large part due to their ability to win the battle on the glass and in the key. Domantas Sabonis added a double-double with 12 rebounds and 16 points. Finishing 8th in average scoring margin and 2nd in field goal percentage, the Kings were able to shock many faces throughout the year. Add to that, Golden State fans. With the Kings playing like the more experienced and rebounding less than for Golden State, the Kings look like they've been here before. The big leg up comes from the ability to pound the paint and grab several second chance opportunities. The Kings took to the glass, especially on the offensive end, much better than their season average, and that strong presence on the boards will help carry them deep. The Kings led the league in shooting over the regular season and, quite frankly, will need more than Fox and Monk to carry the offense deep into the postseason. Fortunately for the Kings, they have several players that can rally the team behind a 30-point performance. The Warriors have the championship pedigree and are no strangers to getting knocked in the mouth for Game 1. The Kings have done what they set out to do this season, and that's been to make the postseason. That said, even with a stellar performance from a few key guys in Sacramento, the Kings just barely pulled away late. Look for the Warriors to tie the series here as their role players shoulder a bigger load. Golden State money line. The Golden One Center was rocking in the Kings' first playoff game in 17 years. The raucous crowd helped carry the Kings to a 126-123 win after they came storming back in the second half. When it was all said and done, they lit the beam and took a 1-0 series lead. The two biggest stars in the game were De'Aaron Fox, who had 38 points, and Malik Monk, who came off the bench to score 32 points. This series features two of the best shooting teams in the NBA. While both teams shot under their season average in Game 1, the game still was able to go over the number. The Warriors have routinely been a very fast road team, and their style of play allows points to be scored in bunches by both sides. The Kings were able to generate multiple second chance points and will look to feast of Golden State turnovers yet again. Take the over.